Yeah.
Leon, hello.
Cameron.
Welcome to Fox Footy Live. It's Dermot, Mark Robinson, David King and Anthony Hudson. Did your family go and hoard buy anything?
Yes.
Leon.
My wife, she probably doubled up a little bit on some pasta and some, probably some tin stuff like spaghetti and stuff, but probably not a great deal. So we're probably just going regularly every day like everyone else, I suppose, now.
And on the foodstuffs aspect, what do you like? We learned how Hutto is a dunce around the kitchen in terms of preparing food. He's trying to fake his way through that Elle didn't cook the zucchini slice on the table. What do you like behind a pan?
Oh, I'm not great, Derm. I was commenting before that I did have a special moment during the week where I was juggling poached eggs, 2-minute noodles and toasted sandwiches for my 3 kids when my wife was out walking the dog. And it was like a proud moment. It was like we won a game. And that regularly doesn't happen for me in the kitchen.
Oh, look out, Gordon Ramsay.
What's phase 2? You've got clearly through the early stuff. What's the next level stuff?
Well, my wife cooked a frittata last night. We have a little bit of it left over today for lunch. Now, I don't think I can match her in that, but there's probably not a phase 2. I'll probably go back to ground zero and go back to the barbecue and cook some sausages and lamb tonight, I reckon.
That's not cooking, mate. That is a barbecue. You can nuke something on the barbecue and say, look what I've cooked. And everybody has to go, oh, it's a barbecue. You've got to be able to go into the kitchen, turn the stove on and prepare a meal, unlike Hutto.
No, I'm a bit limited in that. Proud of what I did during the week, but that'll only rear its head every now and again.
Are you talking? We had just Brett Ratton on before, Leon. He said he's probably speaking to about 15 players a day on average. Are you just dealing with the players, your staff, or you're concentrating on home stuff? What's your day playing out?
Yeah, it's a mix of everything, Robbo. Look, no doubt checking in with a lot of staff and players. I mean, there's a skeleton group, obviously, at our footy club to make sure that it's still ticking over as best as we possibly can. And chatting to players probably more about, where they've, have they got home okay, whether they've gone to WA, South Australia, Victoria or so forth. Then what they've left, where they can train, some of the gym equipment they might have from some of their mates back at home, just the little things like that. But basically checking in to see how they're tracking on their training, but also their health and well-being and their immediate family. So, and also when you're at home, you get to spend a lot more time with your kids and see what they're doing because they're at home doing a lot of schooling at the moment. So, and that's good to see because it's something you don't get an opportunity throughout the year.
Are you helping them at all with the schooling side of things, Leon, or are you just taking a back step?
No, I'd have to say a back step. Again, I'm lucky my wife can cook as well as do that as well because I'm not great at those two things. But, it's good, though, watching your 8-year-old learn and your 13-year-old boy that's, doing some learning, but then every chance he gets, he'll probably try to sneak in a quick game of Fortnite. My 15-year-old girl's pretty disciplined to stay in her bedroom and do her on her learning as well. So, look, it is quite interesting, like everyone else in the world and in Australia that are going through some interesting times. You're trying to find out different little angles and different things that you can do to get by. But and some of it you succeed and some you don't.
Leon, a beautiful little story, and I hope you don't think we're betraying your confidence. You guys were very kind to us, as were a couple of other teams who say, come along, we'll talk to you personally in an intimate setting before the season started about what we want, what we drive for and the likes, and you answer some fairly intimate questions about your football club. I thought it was a beautiful little adjunct to this whole situation where you actually attempted to go down the path of regaining or trying to get Jacob Townsend back to the club, but it just didn't work out. I thought it was lovely to see that he was held in that high regard.
Yeah, it was, Derm. It was a good night, just chatting just about the ins and outs of a footy club and and how it operates, and just give you guys some of the things that the decisions you make. And Jacob was one of them. And we fortunate enough to remain good friends. And it was last year as well. We looked to get him from when he was thinking about moving on, or he might have had starved of opportunities at the Tigers, because they obviously got a fantastic list. So we kept in contact. We had to probably drop our list from 46 to 45, and that was the unfortunate bit. But really wrapped that, Essendon seen fit that he's got so much more to offer. He's only 26. We've seen what he did at Richmond in 17, and what he's already doing at Essendon. He gives the players around him an enormous amount of confidence, not just with his attack on the footy, but his attack on the man with the ball. And for him to kick 3 goals in his first outing with the Bombers, it's good to see players that you actually had some sort of input in their early development continuing on and making a go of it at AFL level.
Leon, have you allowed yourself to sort of think forward in terms of the season restarting at some point down the track, that maybe there will be less tactical influence on outcomes this year, and with the compressed nature of the game, that may actually suit you guys? I mean, the injury toll in the last couple of seasons, I mean, with the risk mitigation, with less opportunities out on the park, do you think that will suit you guys as a club?
Yeah, it's a really hard one to answer, Kingy, because we've only got a small sample set of that game in round 1, where it was 100 minutes, 25-minute quarters on average. We played Geelong. Clearly it was an up-and-down game, lots of energy, lots of scoring. So looking at the other games, there was some of those games, but also there was some games where they found it hard to score as well. So there's no doubt it was interesting, and trying to analyse that on such a small sample is hard. I mean, is it going to be advantageous for the more powerful player, the one that's got explosive speed, probably doesn't have a bigger tank? You could argue that, and we've seen some pretty special moments in my game with some of our players that can sort of be out there for 7 or 8 minutes and repeat, and damaging the scoreboard, and then come off and have a rest because we still had the 90 rotation. So trying to predict what's going to happen is really hard, but we really like the 100 minutes, the 25-minute quarters, and if they do end up going down that path in a revised season later on this year and going forward in 2021, then we'll adapt and we'll look forward to it.
Leon, we appreciate your time. We're just about out of time, so we thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
Good
mate.
luck with it all. We've got lots of retro footy coming up. In fact, we've got a Giants Melbourne game coming up next, so that's to watch through the next afternoon and for who knows how long. Thanks for being with us.
Not a problem, guys. Good luck, Hutto, with your cooking.
Nah, mine. I've got you covered.
Thanks, Lee.